what it was going to be like if the Stros didn't win the division. I guess we'll never know.
But I just got one thing to say, everybody was wondering what would happen if the Rangers didn't win the World Series. I guess we'll never know.
My good friends, it's a whole new world because the Rangers have won the World Series for the first time in over 50 years of being in Arlington. I'm in shock, and I actually cried a little bit because we won the World Series. It's really hard to describe why and how much this means to the city of Arlington, North Texas, just me, my family. Obviously, it's a booktube channel. I'm going to talk about some books about baseball. And I'm also going to give you a few reasons of why the Texas Rangers winning the World Series means so much. Means so much to Ranger fans. About baseball that I'm sure everybody knows is Moneyball by Michael Lewis. This is about the Oakland Athletics back when the Rangers sucked big time. Like, we sucked big time pretty much until 2010. And I think we came to Texas in like 1961. So, yeah, it was like 40 years of Rangers hell before we actually did something. But Moneyball, it's about the Oakland Athletics. There was an amazing movie, but the book itself deals a little bit more with the stats and the business side of baseball and why buying players and money and how much those small markets have to overcome. It's not so much the story of Billy Beane and the Oakland A's the same way that the movie is. So that leads me in to the first reason why this means so much to us. We're in Texas. Like, Texas is not a baseball place. And for those of us in Texas who love baseball, yeah, we've almost always cheered for the Rangers. Have we been proud of our team? I don't think so. But it's always been a great experience to go out to what was first the ballpark at Arlington, at least when I was a kid. Then it became Globe Life Field, and I actually haven't been to a game in the Dome yet, but my students have, and they say it still feels like you're outside. But the Rangers have always really had a dedicated fan base, and we knew what we were. Like, we didn't necessarily go to the game to watch the game. We went to the game to have fun, and we knew we were probably going to lose, but it was the experience of baseball. And while there are a lot of baseball fans in Texas and in Dallas, and there are great baseball and softball programs here, there's another team in Arlington that we all love, and I'm sure we all know, that kind of overshadows the Rangers. And for once, the Rangers did better than the Cowboys. So we're going to move on to book number 2. That is The Baseball by Zach Campbell. Zach Campbell is a fellow YouTuber, and he wrote this book all about the baseball. The way the baseball is put together, how sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, how far you hit the ball. Sometimes that has to do with, like, juiced balls, like the balls in the steroids era. The actual baseball might have had more to do with all the home runs hit during the steroid era than the actual steroids it's become known for. So Zach Campbell has a great channel, and you know it's the best sport of all time when even the fans can become famous. So the next book is For the Love of the Game by Jeff Shara. You might recognize the last name as the Killer Angels, the series The Killer Angels. He wrote some about the Battle of Shiloh. He's not my favorite historical fiction author, but this is one I have to look into because it's a historical fiction novel about baseball. The next one is If I Never Get Back by Darryl Brock. That has something to do with time travel. And the one that I will probably read and will enjoy reading is called Cheated: The Inside Stories of the Astros Scandal and the Colorful History of Sign Stealing. Now, signs in baseball, kind of the things you'll see like the coaches do on the sidelines. You can see the catchers like making signs. A lot of that has been changed. Now they have like earpieces and stuff to keep from stealing signs. And it's just like a secret sign language between ball clubs. So say if I were to touch my nose, that means you're going to bunt. But if I do this, after I do that, I'm wiping it away. So you're going to bunt, but no, you're not. You're actually going to hit center field. So those are what signs are. And I'm going to read that book. I'm going to love that book. And that brings me to another reason why winning the World Series means so much to Ranger fans. We beat the Astros. As a lifelong Ranger fan, it's really hard to put into words just how much we hate the Houston Astros. Like, it was never a problem before they actually got good by cheating. And they got some players that are really cocky, and we just hate them. We hate them so much. So the fact that we beat them in the ALCS after they did the whole, oh, we'll never know what happens if the Astros don't win the division. We beat the Astros. That's why it means so much. So that was part of it. And then ultimately, the reason it has meant so much to us is just because it's the Rangers. It's such a staple of North Texas, the city of Arlington. Everybody who grows up in Arlington, like my mom's family, they all work at the stadium or Six Flags. And we've always had a dedicated fan base that has always accepted the fact that, you know, the Rangers aren't great. They're probably never going to win a World Series title, but it's not so much about the winning, it's about the love of the game. And on that final call, when we won and Lowe threw his glove down, the perfect sentiment was said. Rangers fans, you are not dreaming. And Rangers winning the World Series, especially after 2011 when I was a senior in high school and we got down to our last strike twice against the Cardinals. And fun fact, before the Rangers came to Arlington, which is kind of close to Dallas, in between Dallas and Fort Worth, most people around here were Cardinals fans, is what my mom says, because we didn't have a team. And then all of a sudden we had a team. And so now we're Ranger fans. My second favorite baseball team would probably be the Red Sox, just because I'm an Irish American, so we could have won it with a team of better guys. They're just good people, and that's another reason it means a lot. Our players are good people. They're great ambassadors for the city of Dallas, for the city of Arlington, for the community, for Rangers fans. 62 of people who work at my school actually skipped school on Friday to go to the parade. We had a line around the block of school of parents coming to pick their kids up at 10:30 so they could go to the parade. And I don't think the partying in Arlington is going to die down anytime soon. So to catch on the party train, I'm going to read the Astros book. I might read For the Love of the Game this November just to keep on partying because the Rangers won the World Series. The older I've gotten, maybe it's because my mind's slowing down a little bit, the more I enjoy baseball than football. I was a softball player for the longest time, and this means the world to me. And when I read the book about the Astros cheater, I will definitely post a review. So this is just a short video cashing in on the Rangers' success and me as a YouTuber, as a booktuber, showing my support for the best team in the world.